Uh, Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows, episode 649, Sick of March. It is March 7th, 2026, 10 days to St. Patrick's Day. Um, um, 8 days to the Ides of March. 7 days to Pi Day. Fun stuff like that. It's 11:14 p.m. here in Reisterstown, Maryland. My daughter's college, UMBC, their basketball team is moving forward in their championship game and championship tournament. If they win it, they will get a bid to the big dance, the NCAA tournament. So it'd be nice for my daughter's first year to experience that. She was at the game today, and the women's basketball team at UMBC was also won their first match as well. So pretty decent there. My name is Dylan. This is my show. I've been doing this show since 13 years, coming up in September. 13 or 14 years. I can't remember. I think it's 13 because I think it was 2013 as well. Spin-off of Snark Alec Radio, which has the anniversary this week, but I didn't quite remember when it was or where it was on my on my feed. But I think we started the first ever Snark Alec Radio this week as well. So fun stuff. It's been an interesting week already. Not entirely good. There's some interesting stuff though. Good stuff, some bad stuff, some just definitely an interesting week. A lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of notes. I got like almost 6 full pages of notes, which is the most I've had in a while. So we'll get moving on that right now. I see my cat's around here. So far, so good. No. So let's start off at the top, like I always do, just to give you a little information about what is going on with me. Hold on a second. It says heavy rain soon. Oh my God, I'm so fucking sick of the rain. Yeah, there it is. Rain forecasted. Son of a bitch. In 5 minutes. I'm going to get rain in 5 minutes. Wonderful. So, not going to last long, though. Temperature's going up, though, finally. Looks like we're breaking through the cold capper. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today because the cold air has just been sort of stuck over us, keeping the warm air, which is down south, been really, really warm in the south down there. But it feels like it's finally breaking through here, according to that. So we'll see what happens. But we'll start off. Let's just start off at the beginning. Sunday night into Monday. Wait a second. It was my wife's birthday. No, it was Monday night, Monday into Tuesday. That's what it was. So this past Monday, they were calling for snow to hit in our area. And I'm so sick of snow. I'm so sick of this fucking winter here in Reisterstown. I did not want to hear it anymore. And I got to work, and one of my friends who I always mess with, fuck around with, whatever, and everybody knows I fuck around with them, was talking about it. So I laid into him. I pretended to be, aghast, and called him out and called him a moron and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to happen because that's the first I'd heard that there was going to be snow, and with the temperature being warm and being in the 70s later, stuff like that. But apparently people who've known me pulling this joke on him for the longest time, and even he was taken aback by how vicious I guess it was. I didn't really see how vicious it was. I just thought it was me being my usual goofy self, and we're joking the way we do when I'm attacking him playfully, because he attacks me playfully also. I thought that was what it is, but he seemed to take it defensively. And then another guy I thought was a lot smarter than that, knew that I was joking also, thought was taking a guess also. So I left them, went to my table, and I came back. As I was coming back, he was talking behind my back about how crazy I was, and I just told him I didn't really appreciate it. And he's like, "I was just trying to defend him." I was like, "Defend him from what?" And he hadn't talked to me for the rest of the time. I still put up polite airs. I said hello to him every time, but he doesn't say hello in my name now. He just says good morning or whatever, and then just sort of ignores me, which I think is sort of stupid. So I was kind of pissed that that's happened, and I was pissed that the guy that I always joke with, who should know better that I was joking with him, was kind of being ignoring me also and kind of douchebag. So I just was ignoring them for a couple of days, and then seems to get a little bit better with my friend, and we'll see about the other guy next week, because on Wednesday I got sick, but we'll talk about that in a second. So before that happened, so I leave Monday kind of pissy because everything was pissing me off. Not only did that piss me off, but just everything, people saying stuff, people come up to me, coming doing things like that. Everything was just pissing me off today. And so on Monday, so I just left. And then, yeah, sure enough, I woke up on Tuesday, which is my wife's birthday, and it was snow. We had snow on the ground. We probably had about an inch or two or whatever. Cars, there was nothing on the roads, were clear, so it was no problem. Oh, Jesus. There we go. There was no problem getting into work. And then it just sort of disappeared. Like in the same day. I mean, it happened in the morning, and then it disappeared in the day as if nothing happened. So weird stuff. My wife had Cub Scouts with my son, so we didn't go out to dinner. She said she wants to wait till my daughter comes home from spring break, which is next weekend. And so we are going to do that then. So I did get her presents. I wrapped them when they were at Scouts, and she opened them, and she liked what I got for her, and that was great. And then Wednesday, I went into work, and I just felt like shit. Not only was I still being kind of ignored and annoyed at everybody being pains in the ass, and just dicks about stuff. And now I'm believing that he's like talking behind my back about me being bipolar or some shit like that, which is not true. I was joking like I always did, but whatever, dude. He's low-key mega anyway, so I still like him, but, if he's going to act like this, we'll see how things go on Monday. Because I'll have to go back to work then, because Wednesday I just felt like awful shit. My throat was sore. I was coughing, sneezing, coughing. My head was pounding. I was stuffy head. And I was like, you know what? I got through the day somehow. I just don't know how I'm going to survive the rest of the next day. So I going to take Thursday off. So I took Thursday off from work, my sick day. Took a sick day. Slept till 10:30, which I'd never done before. After my wife left, I got her up at 6, and then I just stayed in bed, and I slept an additional 4.5 hours. So I ended up sleeping 11 hours that night. I had gotten Wednesday night, before I got home, I'd gotten medicine, and I'd gotten some other stuff as well, orange juice and stuff like that, so I could have stuff to take care of myself. So I just sort of got up at 10:30 and then looked at my phone. I think I watched a movie or whatever. I think I slept again, played some Pokemon or whatever. And then my son got home, and then I went upstairs, took a shower at like 3 o'clock or something like that. And then I fell asleep on my bed for about another 2 hours. And my wife came home, and I was feeling a little bit better, but still not 100% better. I said, you know what? I'm just going to take another day. And then this kind of annoyed me a little bit. My wife was just like, oh, okay. Just like, I'm not feeling good. I'm going to take another day off. I'm not going to go in sick because, first of all, I really have nothing going on at work either. I've done all the work up to that point. There was no orders outstanding, just waiting for stuff to get done. Just had to pack them up, and they were easy ones. I'm working on a class order. It's not due till end of April. So I didn't want to sit there feeling like shit and then maybe getting more people sick at work. So I was like, why can't I just take a day off? And I was just telling her, but it made me feel like she was judging me about that too. So that pissed me off a little bit. So I stayed home again, slept till 10:30 again on Friday. And then I started feeling a little bit better, and then did the same thing, watched a movie, played on my phone, Fortnite, whatever. And then didn't take another nap though. Just got myself dressed and showered. And then went out and got pizza. But my wife and son had to do something for scouts about swimming. And then when they got back from that, my wife was coughing. My son said he had a sore throat, so I'd probably pass it on to them. And then today, my wife just had a crazy busy day. So did my son for the most part. And I just sort of did some grocery shopping and recovering. So I feel better. I feel a lot better than I have been. I'm still not 100%. My eye over here hurts, but that's not connected, I think, to the cold. I still have sort of a stuffy head and a stuffy chest, but it's not as bad. I haven't been coughing as much. My throat is a little bit sore, but that's about it. So had all that shit happen. So tomorrow, got really nothing else going on. So just gonna relax one more day. It's gonna suck because at 2 a.m. when the clock strikes 2 a.m., we will immediately travel in time to 3 a.m. You turn your clocks ahead an hour before you go to bed tonight, Saturday. That's really not much I have to say to anybody because most people, the only clocks that they have now are phones, and they all do that automatically for you. But we have alarm clocks. Still, we have alarm clocks. We have the microwave. We've got the oven. We've got our heater and stuff like that. So we got to change all that as well. So we got some stuff we have to change a little bit, but we'll be okay. I don't mind. I hate all these people bitching about the time change. Why do we have to always keep changing the clocks back and forth? I have no issue with it. I kind of like it because it gets you into the right spirit. Early November, it's mid-fall, entering the dark dregs of winter. So it's cool that the atmosphere around you recognizes that, so it gets darker earlier and stuff like that. It's really neat. I like that. And then now you've been through the long dark. It's only for 4 months actually. The time we're on now, starting tonight or tomorrow, does not goes till November. So March, November, that's March, April, May, June, July, August, October, November. It's 8 months. They have 4 months of the darkness. So it's like, can't you survive 4 months? You get your hour back in November. And the bonus here is, you lose an hour, but the sun's still out, 6 o'clock, doesn't set till 7. I think I read somewhere that it does not set before 7 o'clock until like October now. So that's pretty cool. So the sun's going to be out, daylight's going to be out soon, and the said temperature is getting warmer. So I have no problem with that. And I don't understand why people have an issue with it. It's a minor inconvenience. I don't understand why everybody's so fucking passionate about getting rid of it. It's stupid. This week also gave us a new world war, potentially. The pedo in charge decided to attack Iran without congressional okay, which is illegal, but nobody's going to do a damn thing about it. Officially, only 6 people have died from the United States, but unofficially, there's been leaks for photographs of many U.S. bases being destroyed. Gas prices are skyrocketing because they are cutting off the Gulf of Hormuz or the Strait of Hormuz or something like that, which is where the oil comes from. So they're blockading that. So gas was the beginning of this week like $2.87. It was $3.49 today. Yesterday. So it's like, and then y'all were bitching about Biden raising the prices of gas, and you don't say a goddamn thing about your guy who actually is causing the price of gas to go up, where Biden had nothing to do with it because of the attack of Iran and the closing of the Strait of Hormuz. He doesn't attack Iran. They don't close the Strait of Hormuz. Gas stays at around $2.87, you dumb fucks. You get the pictures? You get the fucking picture. And now they're just all warmongering. Stephen Miller's like, yeah, we're going to invade all of South America. Okay. Great. Trump's like, yeah, we're winning this war bigly. Not true, really. They hit a desalinization plant, which is going to not allow water to a lot of the Iranian people who had nothing to do with this. So the Iranians like, hey, you're going to hit us that way. We're going to hit you the same way, too. Iranians have painted helicopters on their launch pads, and it fooled the American missiles thinking it was a real one. So they attacked a drawing. I know I like saying drawing to get the people's hackles up. Oh, yeah, the first attacks we did on Iran killed 167 school children who had nothing to do with the war. Hey, we're attacking, the people instead of the warmongers. Iran, on the other hand, knows that this is all the pedo in charge's fault. So they're attacking more of his stuff than they are us people because they're better at war than we are. Russia, who is supposed to be our ally because, the pedo does everything Putin tells him to, has been sharing intel with Iran about us. Yeah, it's great. We've already spent our 5-year supply of Tomahawk missiles on this. And it's a 5-year supply, meaning it's going to take 5 fucking years to build them again. They took out 2 of our radar stations, also going to take about 5 years to rebuild, which is important for helping us with trajectories and stuff like that for the missiles. Now we have no idea where missiles are going. European countries are saying you can't use our, countries as launching pads for your stupid war. Iran told the Middle Eastern other Middle Eastern countries is like, if you help the Americans, we will destroy you. If you do not, we're not going to fucking bother you. I don't know what to say about that. This week also started off with a major story as well that is still not quite been proven yet. Lots of AI pictures, we think, maybe official pictures. We don't know what the fuck is going on. The actor awards were on Sunday. We'll talk about them, the new name for the SAG awards. We'll talk about the actor awards later on in the show. But the show was on Sunday, and they do the red carpet stuff. And a stylist for Zendaya told them, hey, you guys missed it. Tom and Zendaya are married. And everyone just went, what the fuck? Yeah. According to Zendaya's stylist, Tom and Zendaya got married last weekend. Either March 1st or February 28th. Or even could have been February 27th for all we know. That's the thing is we don't know. There's been no official announcement. There's been pictures, but we can't tell if they're real anymore because of the stupid fucking AI bullshit. And we have the word of a stylist who knows them. Was she just saying that to get attention, or did it actually happen? Most people now are just assuming that it did happen, and they're going with that, and they'll give them their time and space because they have every right to do things privately. They don't have to release shit to us, but it'd be nice to see some stuff because, hey, it'd be great. But hey, if it's true, congrats to you 2 young kids. That's great. Meanwhile, your friend Timothy Chalamet is a Chalamet douchebag. In an interview he did with Matthew McConaughey, Chalamet douchebag mentioned that he doesn't believe opera and ballet is real art. And the reason why is because it doesn't make a lot of money. I make a lot of money, he says, so I'm doing real art. And you're dating a Kardashian. And you're a pompous little twit. I really honestly didn't like you all that much, to be honest, even thinking about it. It's like, it's just me being jealous of your talent because you are talented and stuff like that, and being nominated like every fucking year for an Oscar. And everyone's like saying he's going to win this year. I was like, I hope to God he fucking doesn't. Because that is just some bullshit you just said. And he's rightfully getting dragged through the street now. So if he does somehow pull off a victory next weekend at the Oscars, I swear to God, that place is going to erupt in boos. Guarantee it. And they're doing the revoting now. So, I mean, it's possible they were doing the revoting before he made that comment. So hopefully maybe the people who are still doing the revoting say, fuck that guy and go with Michael B. Jordan, who should be winning this award. But I digress. Timothy Chalamet douchebag. Fuck off, you piece of garbage. Now, to be fair, I find it bad. A lot of people find it a terrible thing to say. A lot of dancers, opera singers, stuff like that. A lot of people are rightfully dragging him through the grounds. But there are some good, open-hearted people who are opera stars and ballet stars who are setting up Chalamet discounts. So if he wants to come to see a show, he can get a discounted price. Or if people want to come see the show, it's too expensive for them, they have discounted prices. So they're not entirely disregarding him, but they should be. Timothy Chalamet douchebag. Pixar announced a whole bunch of shit this week. They're doing a Monsters, Inc. 3, which is okay. You did Monsters, Inc., you did Monsters University. I guess the most obvious choice is to do something in the future because you did present, past, and now you need something in the future. So hopefully that'll be good. It's something called One Ghost Market, which is a very Coco-esque sort of storyline, they think, that has a Japanese feel to it. Not a lot of people know about that. It ain't going to be out for a while anyway. And Pixar's going to do their first ever musical movie. Because you got to realize every Pixar movie is not a musical. Everyone they've done is not a musical. There are musical numbers in it. There are songs in it, but they really aren't sung by the cast members. It's background music, stuff like that. They're actually doing a bona fide Disney-esque Pixar musical coming up. I think Pete Docter's directing it too. Which is really, no, actually, he's not. The guy who directed Turning Red is directing it, so that's pretty cool. The Incredibles 3 is also set to come out in 2028. Coco 2 is set to come out in 2029. And Gato is supposed to come out next year, 2027. That was going to be a good one because they're not going to do computer generated. They're doing something different this time around. They're doing hand-drawn stuff, which is awesome. Pokemon Go's 30th anniversary, I think, I mentioned it in my last show because it was in February, I think. But Pokemon Go is finally doing their 30th anniversary event this weekend. And the only thing that they're doing is basically from 10 a.m. today, Saturday, to like 9 o'clock tomorrow on Sunday. They are going to be releasing every single Pokemon that has ever been released in Pokemon Go up to this point. And if you have an incense going on, you may actually get legendaries. I had an incense going on today. I got 3 legendaries, 2 of which ran after I hit them with 1 ball. And then the other one I caught with a single catch, so a single bounce. So that was good. So it is case. It does go through tomorrow. So let's see if there's anything. Rhydon. Haven't seen Rhydon in forever. So it's really neat seeing a lot of characters you don't normally see all that much, and just seeing, and this is what I always thought Pokemon Go was going to be like. Back when I started doing it, I thought once they release all the Pokemon characters, they're just going to have them just all come at whatever time. But instead, no, we get different events and times that these ones come out, and they all don't come out at the same time. So this is what the hell, Rhydon. I'm still doing a show. I don't have time for this bullshit. So that's kind of cool. What the fuck? Give me a second here. I really want to catch this guy being a dick now. Jesus fucking Christ. Give him a gold raz. Maybe that'll help him. Yeah, bitch. Gotcha. What are you? You better be fucking good. Oh my God, you're fucking 1 star. You suck. All right. Do I need to use any of these guys? No. So, fuck you guys. But yes, that's kind of going on now. So I hopefully have a chance to maybe go off my wife tomorrow to do a little bit of that. I mean, that's really the only thing that's going on. They have that. They have the special mega monster sort of ones that aren't normal Pokemon in the 5-star raids. And then you have Pikachu with all of his different hats in the 1-star raids. So that's kind of interesting. And I got a regular Pikachu also today. Last week, Scream 7 debuted with a worldwide $97 million opening weekend, 64 of which came from the U.S., the highest opening day they've ever had. And of course, now they're all screaming about it. It had the worst drop of any movie. It dropped down to about 16 million this weekend. It was like, again, you all don't get it. People who want to see the movie are going to see it week 1. And then the people who waited or whatever will see it week 2. Or if you want to see it again, you'll see it week 2. Not a big fucking deal. So they're already working on number 8. So just get ahead of yourself. They're not going to, even though you might think it sucks, blah, 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 you can kiss my ass. It's doing pretty good. Melissa Fumero from Brooklyn Nine-Nine has joined the cast of Einstein, starring Matthew Gray Gubler, who is the great grandson of Einstein. Some sports ball news. Max Crosby, who is considered to be the probably number 1 free agent out there. The Raiders wanted 2 first-round draft picks for him. He's one of the best defensive ends out there, who's a great rushing the quarterback that the Ravens need. The Ravens picked him up. They gave up their 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. He'll be a Raven. The new NFL season starts on Tuesday. So we'll get all that details worked out at that time. We also re-signed our backup Tyler Huntley to a 2-year deal, so that's good. Also, One Piece live action season 2 debuts on Tuesday, also on Netflix. So definitely check that out. So we got a One Piece story coming up a little later in the show. Actually, it's right there. Actually, we can talk about it right now. Now, when I told a friend at work about this, I thought it was someone had found the clues reading all the manga where it was in the manga world. Actually, what it was is the creator of One Piece has written the secret to where the One Piece is, what it is, and what's going to happen to Luffy Monkey, Luffy Monkey, I think. Wrote it down, put it in a treasure chest, and videotaped himself dropping it somewhere in the water. No one knows which water. It buried it underwater. No one knows where or when, but a group of people are trying to get a Kickstarter started so they can try to find this treasure chest that has all the answers that they're waiting for instead of having to wait till whenever he gets around to ending the series. Kind of interesting. Shiv Pye cast in the Tillbrooks, which is that sitcom they're doing. It's a family sitcom, but they're setting it in the 19th century. So that's interesting. Molly Griggs and Damon Wayans Jr. are set to star in Puzzled, an NBC drama. Betty Gilpin has joined the cast of Ethan Hawke's The Lowdown Season 2. Billy Zane will recur in Season 2 of the Apple golf comedy Stick with Owen Wilson. The teaser for Season 4 of Ted Lasso debuted this week also. Basically, all it was Beard in the old school locker room office area, reading a book about women's football. So obviously, proof that season 4 is going to be about a women's team. So that's the first teaser we got of it. No date yet, though. As I mentioned last week, I think they're talking about August for it to come out. Is Nathan Fillion getting the band back together for Firefly, a Firefly reboot? He's been going around posting videos this whole week where he's gone to the houses of fellow cast members, knocks on their doors or ring their doorbells, and they're all like, is it going on? Is it what I think it is? And he's like, yes, it is. It is what you think it is. And they're like, okay. So people going crazy for it. They think that that it's a reboot of Firefly is going to be announced. Supposedly on March 15th is when all this is going to come to a head. Second, they think it might be to get them all together for the podcast that he does with Alan Tudyk. But he said that it's not a podcast thing. He also said it is not a convention thing. So there's not going to be like a Firefly convention, or they're not going to San Diego or anything like that. That's what he said. Don't know if it's true or not. So we'll see how that actually works out. And so people are speculating that it's going to be some kind of reboot without Joss Whedon, because Buffy's doing a reboot without Joss Whedon. Why can't Firefly? And it's the right time to do it. Why not? So we'll see. Now people are freaking out because Adam Baldwin, who's a piece of shit, was approached to be in it as well. So now people are like, I don't know if I'm going to watch it now because he's a piece of shit. So we'll see how that works out. So that's interesting. We get our first Lanterns full teaser trailer. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I was kind of underwhelmed. And I guess you're supposed to be, because they want to keep all the Green Lantern stuff away from the teaser trailer and just get you invested in the story. Just basically has Hal and Jon Stewart in plain clothes investigating this weird town. And that's it. There's a shot of him flying away, but not with green around him. They had a picture of his uniform, which is kind of this gray, dull, disgusting sort of costume. And it just sort of looks like a regular procedural. It has nothing to do with the Green Lantern. There's also a scene where John's holding the lantern, and that's about all we get. And then there's a mention that Chip, the squirrel lantern, is going to be involved with it as well. And also that he said he was the only human in the Corps, but what about Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner? I'm sure all this stuff will be answered. This is why it's called a teaser, but still it just let me going, okay. I wasn't going to watch it anyway because it's on HBO Max. Soon to be HBO Paramount, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes too. Daisy Edgar Jones has been cast in Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow based on a novel. Don't know what the novel's about, but she's going to be doing it. Now some, I think, pop culture-y stuff. First up, children in the hospital are painting pebbles for penguins to give to their mates. So basically they're painting pebbles. And then I guess there's a local zoo nearby that has penguins, and they drop the pebbles off because penguins mate for life. And one of the things they do to, I guess, they give presents to their loved one. One of the things they give them is pebbles. So they figure why not that they can find these pretty pebbles painted by these children and take the pretty ones to their love interest. Pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. This is adorable. I saw the video of it. It's absolutely adorable. Video was released of it was not quite a kitten, but not quite a full-size cat. It's sort of one of these teenage sort of cat things. Let's just say kitten for this matter. Who comes into a pet store that has a sliding door. So whenever someone walks by, the door opens. So the cat runs in, grabs cat treats, and then drags him out the door. Been caught on videotape doing it a number of times. I think that's adorable. Something that's not adorable. Man dies after cutting off his own penis in downtown Los Angeles today. I didn't really read the article, so I have no idea why. But what the fuck? Deaths this week. This was a little local. James G. Robinson, he was a local movie producer, created Morgan Creek Pictures. Done a ton of movies. You probably have heard of most of them, but the ones he's most famous for are the major league movies. He passed away this week. Stephen Hibbard, character actor who was the Gimp in Pulp Fiction, was also a writer for Darkwing Duck and Boy Meets World. His ex-wife was former SNLer Julia Sweeney. He passed away this week. Victoria Mackenzie Chris, a co-founder of the self-named home decor company, died at the age of 77. Alan Trustman, screenwriter of Bullet and the original Thomas Crown Affair, passed away this week. Corey Parker, Will and Grace, Friday the 13th, character actor, passed away this week as well. I just want to check something because I think Corey Parker was also, I believe, in How I Got Into College. I was trying to figure out what else I knew him from. He sounded familiar, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I think it was How I Got Into College, which was Savage Steve Holland's third movie in the trilogy that includes Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer, and the only one that does not include John Cusack. All right, let's do. Yeah, I was right. I just saw it. Okay, so his filmography. His first film was Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. He was in 9.5 weeks. He was in Biloxi Blues. How I Got Into College, as I was right. Yes. White Palace. And then in television, he did 3 episodes of the ABC After School Special, 6 episodes of 30-something, 6 episodes of Eddie Dodd, 22 episodes of Flying Blind. I kind of remember that show also. 8 episodes of Blue Skies. Played Eddie Fisher and Liz, the Elizabeth Taylor story. Was in Encino Woman, which I guess was a made-for-TV sequel to Encino Man. Was in 25 episodes of Love Boat: The Next Wave, 5 episodes of Will and Grace. So yeah, I was right. So Corey Parker was from How I Got Into College, which is a great. Essentially, Stalin's Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer, 2 of the best 1980s films, but How I Got Into College is one of his good films also, but it does not have quite the insanity or the star power that his previous 2 did. It's decent in its own right, but it's still not 100% great, but it's still worth a check out if you like Savage Steve Holland stuff. So Corey Parker passed away this week on that as well. Anniversaries, Captain Marvel debuted 7 years ago this week. Highlander, the original Highlander, came out 40 years ago this week. And my favorite band in REM had a deuce this week. One, A Collapse Into Now, their last album, debuted 15 years ago this week. Sorry. 35 years ago this week. Their most successful album of all time, REM's Out of Time, which turned them into, excuse me, one of the hottest bands in the 1990s, debuted 35 years ago this week as well. Both are not really top there of my favorite albums. They both have really good songs on them, but they're not really in my top REM albums, though, when you think about it. To me, there are some much better albums of theirs, but I digress. They're all good anyway. So the script for Sydney Sweeney's sequel to Housemaid 2 is now finished, so filming should be commencing soon, depending upon Sydney's busy schedule opening up. Lamorne Morris, who played Morris, the guy from Saturday Night Live. Shit. Piss me off because I like his character. Live. Probably gonna get it before. It's coming to my head. I hear it. Garrett Morris, yes. Lamorne Morris, no relation to Garrett Morris, played Garrett Morris in the Jason Reitman Saturday Night film, which is brilliant, by the way, which is a really good one. Came out a few years ago, and it was really good. He's got a lot going on this week. His biggest thing now is he has now been cast to voice a new two-dimensional cartoon of Garfield on Paramount Plus. So he will be the new voice of Garfield. Do his other story in here as well. May as well connect it if I can find it. I guess not. Oh, no, there it is. Lamorne Morris surprised his new girl co-star, Naseema Pedmal, by asking her out on a date during a podcast they were on together. So he saw a shot and wanted to take it with his former cast member. So now, good luck to him. But now he's the voice of Garfield, which should be really cool. So we had Timothy Chalamet. I've also been saying how much Seth MacFarlane is a piece of shit also. He came out today justifying the use of AI in film and TV, saying, "Look at this. I can make myself look like Bill Clinton using AI." Well, you know, what you just did then is you just got rid of a makeup worker's job, and you're not really imbibing feeling what it's like to be Clinton. You're just basically computer generating him over yourself, and you can do your Clinton impersonation, which is terrible anyway, just like all your other shitty impersonations are. So where you go, said MacFarlane, you piece of shit. So hey, you and Timothy Chalamet deserve to be together. But I've not been a fan of Seth MacFarlane for a long time anyway. So this just justifies it. I could have sworn he's done this before, but I guess not. Patrick Stewart reads all 156 of Shakespeare's sonnets in a new audio book. So that's awesome. Quentin Tarantino is developing an old-fashioned British farce play. He's going to be working on a play first and foremost. He wants to only do one more movie, but he's got to make it be 100% perfect, and he just is not ready for it yet. So he's going to try to work on some other stuff first. He's doing some acting. He's doing this play. Supposedly he's going to be working on a TV series, so we'll see. Jennifer's Body 2 with Megan Fox is now starting to really get moving in the production aspect of it. More news coming on that end. Chris Pine, who I haven't seen a lot of lately, which is a shame because he's really good, is set to helm Yeti for Netflix with Ray Winstone, Sophia Boutella, and Iona Bell. It's a monster feature for Netflix that he'll be starring in. So that's pretty cool. That's all science stuff. I'll talk about that in a second. Alien Earth Season 2 has started pre-production. Regular production of it should start in May, they're saying. Nintendo is suing the United States government over the god-awful tariffs, so good for them. Hopefully they win. The Night Agent has been renewed for a 4th season. Totally unexpected. Yeah, right. Mike Flanagan doing the Exorcist reboot has started filming it with Scarlett Johansson. And I think I mentioned a couple of these people, but they announced the rest of the cast today. It's all his old school buddies that he's worked with before on the various programs he's done. So the wonderful Carlo Gugino will be coming back in this as well. His wife, Kate Siegel, will be in there. I think I mentioned these before, but John Leguizamo, Lawrence Fishburne, Diane Lane, and Chiwetel Ejiofor are also all going to be in this. Hamish Linklater, Samantha Sloyan, Carl Lumley, Gil Bellows, Benjamin Padgett have all joined the cast as well. There are a few other of his regulars that I missed that are also going to show up in roles. So he's doing what I had plans on doing. Also, if I ever was going to become a filmmaker, I was going to work with a set of people, same people, kind of, maybe not quite as intense as he does it, but they will be there, some there too. A new video game called Karen, where you play a Karen who destroys a shopping mall. That should be interesting. The live action Voltron movie with Henry Cavill, which was rumored to possibly hit at the end of this year, has now been pushed to 2027 to finish up the massive amount of special effects that are going to be involved with it. So put that as one of your tent poles in 2027. No date yet. They're probably going to see how much longer the pre-production, the post-production is going to last, and see if they can maybe tent pole it for the summer, or should they wait and do it in the fall. Remember, Secret Wars is coming out in the fall as well, and maybe the new stupid ass Avatar movie. So we'll see in 2027. Just keeps coming and coming. The Wizard of Death: Rise of the Tin Man trailer. Another horror trailer using a beloved character from childhood, which is now available for you to fuck around with because, hey, why not? And let's turn it into a horror film. This trend is really getting boring and really stupid and not really original anymore. So do with that as you will. I think in this case, they're making it be a serial killer film who dresses up like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. The fuck? Julia Fox is set to star in the Amazon film Clashing Through the Snow. She will be joining Paris Hilton as well, who will be starring in that too. Netflix is doing a film called The 99ers, which is based on the 1999 Women's U.S. World Cup team, which had such people as Brandy Chastain, Michelle Aviles, Mia Hamm, and it stars Zoe Deutch and a bunch of young actresses. It's going to be revisiting the stellar World Cup year. Vincent Cassel, Coratin Filla, and Nadia Tereszkiewicz has joined the cast of White Lotus season 4. Twisters, an actual tornado strikes the town where the movie Twister was filmed this week. The oldest butthole imprint on Earth was discovered this week at 299 million years old. Fossilized buttholes, what I should have called this episode. 2 doomsday fish were washed up on the coast of Cabo San Lucas this week. They are deep sea oarfish. And before you all go conspiracy theory on this is what happens. These oarfish, we know they exist. They're not some sort of sea monsters. They live in the deep, dark recesses of the oceans. And when they're also very in tune with the Earth's life, in tune with any electrical things or earthquake things or whatever coming up there. Someone gave a description of just before the massive earthquake in Japan that destroyed that nuclear plant, about 20 of these oarfish popped up and washed ashore near off the coast of the Pacific coast nearby this area. So people are believing that something big is on the horizon when 2 have popped up. So, which adds into the fact that there was 2 major earthquakes this week, one in the Circle of Fire area, which is where these oarfish probably live, and the other was in Louisiana, but we'll talk about those in a little bit. So before you think, don't be conspiracy theories things, no, it actually does happen. There's actual proof of them happening, and then something earthquake related happens or whatever. So and these deep sea oarfish are creatures we have seen before, so they're not like, oh, what the fuck are these? No, we know what they are. So the other day while I was sick, I watched Roxanne, which is still one of the best 1980s romantic comedies based on Cyrano de Bergerac, written by Steve Martin, directed by Fred Shepsey. Great cast that includes Shelley Duvall, who's fantastic, Joe Kapelos, Michael J. Pollard, Rick Rossovich, um, Damon Wayans, Willard, what's his name? I forget that something Willard is his name. He was the guy who Fred Willard, who was the mayor. It's a great film. I love the film. I have issues with the cringiness of some scenes, but they're supposed to be cringy, so in the end, it still makes it an okay film. It also stars Daryl Hannah, who is absolutely stunning in the film. Now, Ryan Murphy, who is some kind of what I've heard, kind of a douchebag himself, is a producer. Is producing all these like the American Horror Stories, and then does all these little mini series about big events, current events. He's currently producing Love Story, which is out now on FX, which covers the Carolyn Bessette, John F. Kennedy Jr. romance. Now, before he met Carolyn Bessette, JFK Jr. dated Daryl Hannah for a really long time. Really long time. This film, or miniseries, I should say, in order for Ryan Murphy to make his case that Carolyn and him were soulmates or whatever the fuck you want to do, made Daryl Hannah out to be one of the worst people you could ever possibly imagine. So people who watch it who might not know the storyline are like, oh, I hate her now. She's trying to ruin JFK Jr. She belongs with Carolyn, blah, 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 to get that emotional sort of effect. Daryl Hannah didn't take too kindly to that. She hasn't been in a lot of stuff lately, and she's silently trying to live her own life, and she's moved on with her life. But when you do something so blatant as lie about this, and look, the other people saying the people who are part of the Kennedy family are not fans of this adaptation as well, because there's a lot of stuff that they're not getting right either. If they would have just sort of sat and talked to the people who are involved, maybe they would have a better story, more realistic one. But that destroys the fairy tale of it all. So Daryl Hannah, who, as I said, has really not been seeing a lot of stuff, just sort of living her own life, has said, you know what? Fuck this guy. She wrote a nasty, scathing letter, had it posted in the New York Post or something like that, absolutely lambasting and destroying every single lie about Daryl Hannah. Supposedly in the show, they had her be a cocaine addict, that she ruined one of the Kennedy sort of, what do you call it, like heirlooms or something like that, that she was forcing John F. Kennedy Jr. into marriage with her. And she's like, this is all a bunch of bullshit. This is not what happened. This is it. Not what happened. This is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. She just went absolutely off. And even members of the Kennedy family were like, she's kind of right. She said, the stuff that you put on here about her, I do not recall ever seeing or hearing. And if some of it was done publicly, and so it would be something that would have been figured out, but it wasn't. So good on Daryl Hannah to go and absolutely lambast Ryan Murphy. So hopefully nobody becomes a dick towards her. Obviously, it's probably too late for that. But Daryl deserves you to listen to her side of the story, but you're not going to get it because Ryan Murphy is a hack. Death, Charles Gray. Diamonds Are Forever. Rocky Horror Picture Show actor passed away this week. Troy Murray, a hockey great, passed away this week as well. Dr. Stephanie Buttermore, a fitness influencer, died at the age of 35. Anniversaries. The Big Lebowski debuted 28 years ago this week. Onward debuted 6 years ago this week. Watchmen debuted 17 years ago this week. The only Zack Snyder movie that I'll be, okay, this is pretty good. Robin's first appearance, I'm predicting to be about 86 years ago this week. Pokemon Black and Pokemon White debuted 15 years ago this week. And that's it for this page. Moving right along. It's now officially Sunday, March 8th. It is 12:09 a.m. Let's see, has the storm passed through here yet? Oh, so it's cloudy, so the storm disappeared. Or it rained, and then that was it. I didn't hear it. It wasn't loud. Okay. Jason Clarke joins Viola Davis in Ally Clark, a Amazon film. Time loop action thriller directed by Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, starts production this week with Keanu Reeves and Callie Cook as stars. Abbott Elementary gets a 6th season. Colm Woodall, Jillian Jacobs, Corey O'Donoghue, Nat Verman join season 2 of Chad Powers. The Wild Robot 2 is now officially announced and in production. Well, not production, but is in pre-production right now. I love the original Wild Robot. It's great to see a sequel will be coming. I got a Florida man. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hurricane Melissa becomes the 100th hurricane to be retired due to the amount of damage it did to, I believe, Puerto Rico with the 90. It was one of the highest. I think it's the high. I think they upgraded to the highest graded hurricane we've ever seen in history and caused lots of massive damage. Disinherited. I don't know what they're saying. From the co-creator of Better Call Saul, has been picked up by FX, Alan Ruck, Victoria Pedretti, I can't read most of my handwriting, Kiera, something or other, Eddie Marson, Jonathan Higginbotham, Koja Herberis, have all been cast in it. High Potential, 911, and 911 Nashville have all been picked up for new seasons as well. Heated Rivalry creator Jacob Tierney gets a Netflix greenlight series about Alexander the Great based on a novel. The Bear season 5 will be the last season of The Bear, finally. Sweden has built a smart machine where crows can trade trash for food. They pick up trash in Sweden, they drop it into this container, and food pops out for them. Crows are smart enough to figure it out, and they've actually figured it out. So good on them. Already before the movie comes out, but it's going to be a huge hit, and it makes a lot of sense. A Michael sequel has already been set into motions. Antoine Fuqua has said that he wanted to make it split into 2 films anyway, because there's just so much stuff about Michael that needs to be seen or done, and they only can make the one movie right now, but it's been trending pretty good to be a pretty big hit coming April. So Antoine Fuqua will probably get his sequel, so he can continue telling the story of Michael. It makes sense to get the continuation of Michael's life done by the same guy with the same cast. It's outstanding. So Oriole Spring Training is on pause right now. The World Baseball Classic is going on right now. It's going to last for about 2 weeks, and they go back to about 2 weeks of spring training, and then it's opening day at the end of March, end of this month, I should say. But an interesting thing was before all that hit, the Orioles have a guy who's been sitting on the bench and brings in to be for pinch hitting purposes just to get him some action, whatever. Probably not going to make the team, but I don't know. After this, they've called him to be a pinch hitter 4 times in 4 different games over 4 different days, and each time he's hit a home run. It's absolutely bizarre, but that's exactly what happened. The Megan spinoff, I can't remember what it's called, which I thought wasn't going to get done because I thought the production company dropped it. Must got picked up. Our distribution dropped it. I guess someone else is picking it up to distribute it. It's getting an R rating, the first for any film in the Megan film series. This is actually kind of interesting. Kevin Williamson, creator of Scream and Dawson's Creek, and directed Scream 7 and Teaching Mrs. Tingle. Also wrote The Faculty as well. Kevin Williams is writing a Universal Monsters TV series, which I think is really, really cool if he can do it right. I think it's a really neat idea. And if Kevin Williamson uses his talent to do that, we could get a really decent series out of him. So we'll see what happens. Mike Richardson, the founder of Dark Horse Comics 40 some years ago, was replaced as president. They kicked him out. I don't know the story behind it. Everyone who's ever met him says he's not a terrible person, that he's a good president. He's been president for 40 plus years for Dark Horse, has turned Dark Horse into one of the bigger independent production companies up there, bigger than normal independents, but just below Marvel and DC. And the fact that he has been removed as president is odd, but okay. The Boys 5th season trailer, which was also their last season, was released this week. So as I was talking about the earthquakes, there was a major earthquake in Alaska, 6.5 on the Richter scale this week, and there was a 4.9 magnitude in Louisiana this week. So I don't have a lot of probably female viewers, but if I do, I don't know if you read fantasy, but Sarah J. Maas is one of the best fantasy writers out there right now. And people have been gobbling up her The Court of Thorns and Rose series. And she hasn't done a new one. She's done 5 books in the series and hasn't released a new one in 3 to 4 years. Well, surprise, you're getting 2 within 8 months. I'm sorry, of like 16 weeks, 10, October, November, December, January. In 3 months, you're getting 2 within 3 months. Book 6, which doesn't have a title yet, is set to debut October 27th, 2026. And Book 7 is set to debut January 12th, 2027. So Book 6, October 27th, 2026, 4 days before Halloween. And Book 7 to debut on January 12th, 2027, probably right around Martin Luther King weekend. So for fans of that, you're going to get 2 books within 3 months. Supposedly, book 6 was humongous, like over 1,000 some pages. And she realized she couldn't sell that. So she cut it in half and created these 2 books. So good on that. So fans of that, you're in for quite a treat. A man who was fighting for years to get a light at an intersection where his wife was in a car accident that killed her died this week in a car accident in the same exact spot without a light. To lighten the mood a little bit, we have a Florida man today, this week. We've had a couple the last couple of weeks here. Florida man claims he was kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. You go, Florida man. Anniversaries. Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version, debuted 16 years ago this week. Cruel Intentions, the Sarah Michelle Gellar version, debuted 27 years ago this week. Creature from the Black Lagoon, a underrated monster, Universal monster, debuted 72 years ago this week. Deaths. Bernard Lafayette, a summer voter rights organizer, passed away this week. Sanford Sandy Werner, Hollywood agent, might have been Adam Sandler's, passed away this week as well. John Hammond, John Hammond, that's what it was. Blues guitarist, legendary blues guitarist, died at the age of 83 this week. Dr. Louise Bias, the mother of Len Bias, died this week. For those who don't know, Len Bias was a University of Maryland basketball player who came up at the same time as Michael Jordan in college. They played against each other since they were both in the ACC. And Lenny Bias, honestly, was slightly better than Michael Jordan. And draft day comes. Lenny Bias gets drafted to the Boston Celtics. I don't know if Jordan. I think Jordan got drafted before him, but it was very close. So things were lining up nicely for Chicago Bulls, Boston Celtics rivalry. And with Len Bias's power going to Larry Bird's team, because Larry was still on the team at the time, Boston Celtics could have been just as tough as the Chicago Bulls. About a day or so after the draft, on June 19th, which is right around my birthday, Lenny Bias died of a drug overdose. It is still one of the world's biggest sports what-ifs. And if you ever ask, in general, any sports fans, a what-if keeps you up at night, a lot of them will say, what if Lenny Bias survived? Because he was just as good, if not Michael Jordan. Would have been fun to see what happened. But his mom passed away this week. Bob Horton, former Green Bay Packers president, passed away this week as well. All right, 3 more pages to go. And then you got to turn your clocks ahead. Pizza movie with Gaten Matarazzo, Luca Wilson, and Sean Giambi. Lulu Wilson and Sean Giambi is a new film set to debut, a college comedy on Hulu. Set debut April 3rd. Supposedly, I think something like that is this college kids order a pizza, but somehow a hallucinogenic drug gets put into it, like hallucinogenic mushrooms are put on or something like that, and these kids start hallucinating, weird ass things. This is comedy, so it's college comedy, so do that what you will. I didn't watch because I didn't watch the first one, couldn't care less about it, but I know there are a lot of fans out there. Beef Season 2. We got our first trailer for that, set to debut April 16th. Oh, it's so sad. Jersey Shore is going to say goodbye. The early 2000s to early 2000s to the 2010 window. It was like about it was when I started working at Hanover, because my boss Jack talked about it all the time. T-shirt time, all that bullshit. Jersey Shore, which was on MTV, was a reality show about a bunch of stuck-up Jersey people who went and partied and all that bullshit. It was a big part of the early 20s, early 2000s. The Paris Hiltons and what's her name? The redhead from Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan, all that group as well. They're saying goodbye. The last ever Jersey Shore type of event, the Jersey Shore vacation film, is set to debut later this year. I'm saving that. Also. Netflix has renewed their reboot of the Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie. Second season. The first season, I think, just came out. Lee Isaac Chung has departed as director from the Ocean's 11 prequel that was going to star Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. So now they're going to be looking for a new director. Lucy Boynton, Babua Cisse, and Peter Mullen have joined the cast of A Night of the Seven Realms, the Seven Kingdoms, Series 2. Scary Movie moves up to June 5th from the 12th, going up against Master of the Universe. May 28th, the Four Seasons Season 2 debuts on Netflix. This is a really stacked cast. Kaylee Cuoco joins Joshua Jackson and Ray Romano in the How to Survive Without Me original pilot coming to HBO Max. It will probably be renewed for or picked up for a series because that's a hell of a cast. Michael Jai White is set to star in the HBCU martial arts drama Paper Maid. Mega Mewtwo was teased at Pokemon Go Fest. It's been going on lately. Pinocchio Unstrung horror trailer, another one of these horror remakes of kid stuff, debuted. It looks just as bad as everything else. This, though, looks like perfectly good B-movie material. Models versus Werewolves is in the works right now. Jonathan Major of formerly Kang has now been cast in a new action film, and he's adding the cast of David Lucas, Siaka Masakwa, and Justin McGuire. Yes, can't read my writing. Maisie Stella and Tatum Grace Hopkins have been cast as Chloe and Max in Life is Strange adaptation. So for those who've played that game, that's must be a big deal for you. That's an Amazon adaptation, I believe. David Oyelowo and Haley Atwell have been cast in a Treasure Island series based on the book. I think it's on MGM streaming. The Star Wars original trilogy will be released on Blu-ray on April 7th. Now we get some of the fun news of the week. Well, funnish ones, yes. 3 ICE agents shot themselves in the leg, holstering their guns after only 2 days of training. It's just fun when evil people get hurt because they're stupid as fuck. 400, this is awesome. Should not be surprised though by this. 400-year-old pipe fragments from Shakespeare's garden had traces of cannabis on them. So basically, people believe that maybe not Shakespeare himself, but probably Shakespeare or people who lived on his property smoked the ganja, the cannabis, which honestly I don't think is a big deal, but it also could be that they were just using it as sort of like a hemp sort of substitute. Maybe there's a cannabis tea, but it was a pipe, so we'll see. And then the greatest story of this week, Spotify has revealed a new $495 burial urn that you put your ashes in when you're cremated that will play your personal playlist from beyond the grave. So basically, you die, you get cremated, you get put into this urn. I guess a family member, your playlist is encoded in the urn, and your family can play your playlist through your urn. That's a great fucking idea. Deaths: Gary Dontzig, Murphy Brown writer, Becker, Hannah Montana writer also passed away this week. Lou Holtz, legendary Notre Dame coach, passed away this week. Andrew Gunn, no relation to James, producer who produced Freaky Friday and The Country Bears, passed away this week as well. Maria O'Brien, an acting coach and film actress, passed away. Lyle Conway, who brought Audrey 2 to life in the Little Shop of Horrors movies, passed away this week. And Hideki Hata, a president of a legendary anime studio, KyoAni, passed away this week as well. Anniversaries: Nintendo Switch is 9 years old this week. Rango, the bizarre computer-generated Johnny Depp lizard movie, passed away, debuted 15 years ago this week. The Man with Robert Pattinson debuted 4 years ago this week. And Cinderella, the original OG, debuted 76 years ago this week, 1950. And my favorite thing that introduced me to anime, Robotech, debuted 41 years ago this week on March 4th, 1985. All right, 2 pages left. Let's get this going on. Jessica Belkin has joined the cast of the Baywatch reboot as the lead actress. I'll wait for that also. John Beavers, another great name, set to star opposite Emily Deschanel in a new thriller series, I think. So there we go. A Game of Thrones movie is now in the works, supposedly going to focus on a GN who I don't know anything about. But yeah, there is a Game of Thrones movie in the works. So we'll see if it's going to have any of the original cast in it or if it's going to be a completely different story set in the Game of Thrones world. I don't know yet. Don't know nothing about it. It just got announced. A new human species was discovered in China. So that's pretty cool. Costco will be selling a 10-pound chocolate bunny for Easter for $140. 10 pounds of chocolate shaped like a chocolate bunny. Crazy, man. Zootopia 2 will hit Disney Plus on March 11th, next Wednesday. Or no, not next Wednesday. This fucking Wednesday. Holy shit. The Atlanta Falcons will be playing in Madrid this year. Actually, let me think about that. They'll be the home team. The Ravens are set to play the Falcons this year. But where, oh, where will they be playing them? Obviously, they don't have the schedule up yet. That won't happen until April. But where are you? Ravens 2026 opponents. Oh, wait. We're playing the Atlanta Falcons away. I'm calling it now. Calling it now. The Atlanta Falcons will play the Baltimore Ravens in Madrid, Spain. I'm calling it now. But don't quote me on that, but I'm going to call that now. So that's pretty interesting. So there you go. Sasha Calais has joined the cast of The Exorcist as well. I missed her when I did my Exorcist rundown of the cast. Ben Kingsley is set to join the cast of the Sonic 4. We had our first look at In a Violent Nature 2 trailer. Takes place at a summer camp. One Piece manga has reached 600 million copies sold. Congratulations on that. Pikachu basketball shoe from Puma is coming soon. Unknown music composition from Teenage Mozart. That's another episode name. I should have given this one. Discovered in Germany. Galileo's handwritten notes were found in an ancient astronomy text. That's pretty cool also. Godzilla Minus Zero will be getting the IMAX treatment in November, which is fantastic when that comes out. Hope Davis is set to join Peter Krause in the new pilot Protection. Josh Charles, American version of the British medical comedy, which has a Northern Exposure feel. Best Medicine gets picked up for a second season. Tessa Thompson has been set to star in Next Door, a series from A24 at Netflix. Tokyo Metro has turned one of its train lines into a Ditto-themed experience for the release of the new Pocopia video game that just came out, where Ditto is one of the main characters. Bridget Moynihan joins the cast of The Land, the NFL series with William H. Macy, Chris Maloney, and Mandy Moore. The Hilo animated film has been announced as in the works. That's pretty cool. HBO Max and Paramount, now that Paramount has bullied its way into winning the buying the rights to Warner Brothers, they will be turning HBO Max and Paramount into one streaming service, probably called Paramax. I'm just making that up. I don't know. But there you go. You use Paramax. You owe me like $1 billion. So you've got plenty of money, obviously. Paramax. Spam Japanese barbecue sauce flavors out now. I talked about that. The Uncle O Grimacy plush has been sold out at McDonald's. It looks really cool. It's a Grimace dressed up for St. Patrick's Day. It's fucking awesome. And it's sold out. Noah Wiley has now won a Golden Globe, an Emmy, a Critics' Choice Award, and a SAG/Actor Award for his portrayal in The Pit, and for just this first season. So congratulations to him. Butt Birth Rhino from Ace Ventura 2, the scene where Jim Carrey is squeezed out the butt of a fake rhino, is set to go up for auction. People are speculating it's going to sell for $4,000 to $8,000. Some bad news. Bruce Campbell announces he had cancer. It's treatable, but not curable. So hopefully he'll still be around for a while. So that kind of sucks. Anniversaries. Zodiac came out 19 years ago this week. The Gift came out 26 years ago this week. Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game was 64 years ago this week. And Logan debuted 9 years ago this week. Deaths, we have Chase Pistone, a NASCAR driver, died at the age of 42. And Todd Meadows, a Deadliest Catch crew member who died halfway through the filming of their new season, died at the age of 25. All right, we're on our final approach. Yeehaw, but it's a whole page, though. Almost. All right, so let's see. What would be... Do I have a good... And I really don't have like a good final story. All right, I'll get to that. That's going to take a while, but I'm going to just blow everything else. Is THX, the old school Lucasfilms sound system, is that going to be coming back in April? There have been rumors lately and some ads, stuff like that says coming soon, THX. So has Lucasfilm or Luke Skywalker Sound, have they refurbished the THXs that disappeared after a while? It was a big deal in the early 2000s, and then it just disappeared. So hopefully it'll be coming back here. This will be it. That'll be the last story. It's local. Yeah, that's fine. Team Italy, a part of the Baseball World Classic, brought an espresso bar into their dugout. I think that's fucking hilarious. Instead of Gatorade and water, they have espresso. Live action Astro Boy film is in the works from Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan, who were the creators of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Alice Hoffman, who wrote the novel that Practical Magic was based on, is writing a new novel called The Witches of Cambridge, and it's set to come out soon, and it's going to be getting a TV adaptation already. Matrix 5 from Drew Goddard is set to be in the works right now. So the Wachowskis are not going to be involved. So we'll see how that all works out. After a long, long time, this story's been going on for years, it seems like. Coyote versus Acme is set to debut in theaters on August 28th. So we'll be getting a trailer soon, probably. The Christopher's trailer, Ian McKellen's new film. Don't know much about it, but I didn't watch it, so that's out now. Baz Luhrmann is doing a Elvis musical based on his movie. Chocolatey chip Eggo waffle ice cream is a thing. Christopher Lambert is set to cameo in the new Highlander film. February 19th, 2027. Marked on the calendar. The original Star Wars will be hitting IMAX. I guarantee you it's going to make a shit ton of money that weekend. It's going to be for its 50th anniversary. I guarantee you it will probably be one of the biggest IMAX things in history. I'm already seeing the picture. When I wrote this up today, I was like, Jesus Christ, February 19th is going to be absolutely fucking insane because everyone loves Star Wars, the original one. It's 50 years old, and you get to see it on IMAX for the first fucking time. It's going to be fucking insane for Star Wars fans. So it's coming. It's coming. Little less than a year. 32,000-year-old flower blooms again from seeds a squirrel stashed during the Ice Age. Thank you, squirrel from Ice Age. I forget your name. Mountain Dew Blue Raz Blitz. Sounds absolutely wonderful, awesome Mountain Dew. When are we going to see it? You're never going to see it. It's an Australia exclusive. God damn it. That sounds fucking delicious, though. Maybe it'll make its way, but it's going to hit. It's in Australia now, actually. It's in Australia now, mate. That's terrible, dude. Actually, you know what? I'll make this the last one. Local news, Stoneleigh Elementary School, which is where I went to elementary school, has now become the 27th Blue Ribbon School in Maryland. So congratulations to them. That's for those who don't know, it's like a level of outstanding education that is only in 26 other schools now, 27. Now we're to the final story of the week. Anniversaries. Repo Man's up all night, every night. Repo Man debuted 42 years ago this week. Queen of the Dam debuted 24 years ago this week. Jack the Giant Slayer debuted 13 years ago this week. Lethal Weapon debuted 39 years ago this week. Mickey 17 debuted 1 year ago this week. Fargo debuted 30 years ago this week. So congratulations, Fargo. 334 years ago this week, the first indictments to young women who people were declaring witches happened in Salem. So the Salem witch trials basically kicked off this week, 334 years ago. Deaths, Jamie Dunn, puppeteer of Agro, died at the age of 75. Never heard of Agro, but some people must have heard of him. Grace Lee Whitney, a Star Trek actress, I thought would be getting more of a bigger story. She was Nurse Chapel, I think. Or she was something on Star Trek. Nurse Chapel might have been someone else. But she was something on Star Trek, so she passed away. Jacopo Camagni, a Marvel artist, passed away at the age of 40 this week. Dominique Pondy, University of Colorado's quarterback, died at the age of 23 years old this week. All right. So next week, spring break starts for my daughter, so she'll be back in town for that. The Oscars are next Sunday, 1 week from today, since it is now officially Sunday. 1 week from today, the Oscars will be airing on ABC, I think, with Conan O'Brien hosting. I will be doing my Oscar, my Oscar pre-show, where I pick who I think is going to win the Oscars on Saturday, the 14th. Excuse me, I don't know when, probably sometime during time, because my wife and son are going to be camping that weekend. My daughter will probably just be sleeping all day on Saturday because she's recovering from finals or midterm, stuff like that. So I'll be able to do it sometime in the afternoon on Saturday. So that way I can have it up by Sunday so you can take a look and see what my predictions are. And then I might not do my show until Sunday afternoon, and then do watch the Oscars, and then we'll talk about the Oscars the week after that. So one of the precursors of the Oscars has been the SAG Awards, which are now called the Actor Awards. They came out last week. I talked about that at the beginning of the show. We are now going to go over who won. Drop this out. Delete. I'm going to delete you. Actor Award winners. There we go. All right, let's see. Again, this is all done by actors. The outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role was won by Michael B. Jordan, which was one of the most amazing speeches out there, and the excitement in Ethan Hawke and Jesse Plemons' face was outstanding, so good on that. And Timothy Chalamet douchebag didn't win. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a leading role. The winner was Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. That is really, she appears to be the front runner, though Rose Byrne still might be, and those are the two that are going up against each other. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a supporting role. The winner is Sean Penn for One Battle for Another. This one's going to be a tough one, and we'll talk about that later. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a supporting role. Amy Madigan in Weapons. She seems to be winning everything, so we'll see how that goes. Outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture. The winner was Sinners. Fantastic on that. Outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble and motion picture. The winner was Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Television winners. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a television movie or limited series was Owen Cooper for Adolescence. He won everything, so he kept winning on them. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a television movie or limited series was Michelle Williams in Dying for Sex, which is great. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series. The winner was, of course, talked about this earlier, Noah Wiley for The Pit. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a drama series. Kerry Russell won for The Diplomat. Outstanding performance by a male actor in a comedy series. Seth Rogen won for The Studio. Pretty much predicted that too. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a comedy series. This was a heartbreaker. Catherine O'Hara won this one posthumously. So that was wonderful. Outstanding performance by an ensemble in a drama series was The Pit. Anybody else? Outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy series. The winner was The Studio. Outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble in a TV series. The winner was The Last of Us. And the 61st annual SAG-AFTRA Life Achievement Award went to Harrison Ford, and it was a wonderful, wonderful speech. That's it. That's your last major award before the Oscars. Everything else has been done, I believe. I don't think there's any other ones that have popped up there. I think the producers might have done one already, but I couldn't tell you. I didn't see anything about that. So I don't know. So that's it. That's it for today's episode of Dylan Knows. Don't forget to turn your clocks ahead before you go to bed. Ahead 1 hour before you go to bed. Hits at 2 a.m. So it's just better if you're going to go to bed now. I'm going to probably go to bed about an hour now. And it's wild if you want to stay up. And it hits 1:59 and it goes directly at 3 o'clock. It is the coolest thing ever if you've ever seen that before. Again, to reiterate, next week, we've got One Piece Season 2 live action will be coming out on Tuesday. Zootopia will be out on Wednesday on Disney+. We have a Friday the 13th coming up at the end of this week. My daughter will be home for spring break at the end of this week. Also, my wife and son will be camping. I will be doing my Oscar show on Saturday, which I will give my predictions of who's going to win the Oscars, so I can have it posted and ready to go on Sunday, so you can take a look at it on Sunday. Sunday afternoon, I will probably do my show, since probably Saturday evening, I'll probably be watching movies with my daughter. Sunday afternoon, I'll be doing my next episode of Dylan Knows, episode 651, because 650 will be the Oscar picks show. And then we watch the Oscars, and we see how well I do. And then after that, we get Pi Day. Ides of March, St. Patrick's Day, and that's it, right? Yeah. So, a lot of stuff upcoming. Thanks for watching the show, and we will see you later. Don't forget, turn your clocks ahead 1 hour before you go to bed tonight. If you still do that, your phone will do it automatically. But I got to do my oven, my microwave, my alarm clocks, blah, blah, blah. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.